Okay, I'm gonna do a quick tutorial, I guess, on how to take off some of the interior trim pieces in the 2012 Chevy Cruze LS. This will work for any Cruze, really. So let's go in here. Alright. So for starters, if you want to take off this piece up here, I'm going to do this with one hand. This should be interesting. There we go. You want to take one of these little flathead screwdriver. Nothing serious. Everybody should have one. If not, they're really cheap. You want to come right here to the corner to pry up this corner. I'll try to do this without messing up the dip I already have on here, which should be interesting. It's a lot harder with one hand. There we go. Oh, no. Ooh. Went in, but it came back out. Okay. Basically what you're going to do, you're going to work your way down it and pry it back. Once you get it pried a little bit, you can pull it out. You got that side, then you just work your way along this side. You'll hear it pop. And just pull it out slowly so you don't rip the foam that's on the end of the air vents. And that foam right there, and that's that piece. Then when you want to go to this piece, it's actually very simple. There we go. You start with this right here. You pull it off. Just a firm pull up. Comes off easily. Then basically what you do is you just apply pressure slowly up. I guess my plasti dip made it a little tighter, and the little clamp or push clamps. You just work your way back up. Come off. Just do it slow because this piece is actually very flimsy, and it's a lot easier with two hands, just so you know. One hand makes this pretty difficult. And then you flip this over for your traction control. There's two little Phillips. Two Phillips, one on each side. You take off, and then you have this piece off. And then over to this piece, you can start anywhere, but how I started, just lightly pull right here, and then pull down here. Well, there we go. Then you work your way around, and then that piece is off. And we'll set it right here for now. And when you want to come to these pieces, you'll need your little tool again. One thing, if you do paint these, the video, this camera's not making it good, but they're good and blue. But right down here, your foot will end up hitting that eventually. And there's only one coat of white and two coats of blaze blue, so it's not really on there that good. With these, you can start anywhere, really. Actually, I'm going to start from this side. You basically put it in, and you pry it out. Once you get it out a little bit, you'll see that it's up on this side. You should be able to finagle it out from there. one cool thing about, well, not cool, but one thing about these that's actually interesting is the front ones are different from the back ones. So, meaning, which part? These two little prongs right here aren't on the back ones. They're in a different location. Well, not in the same spot. They're in a different location. So, with these, they line up. I don't know if you can see that too well. They line up down here. But yeah, let's put everything back together really quick. And like I said, with one hand, this is pretty retarded. Oh, sorry. Two holes should be right here. But anyway. Okay, I was way off. And don't worry about the whole thing. You'll see the holes whenever you take it off yourself. And see, they go back on quite easily. Go back to the gauge cluster. This one you have to be you have to pay attention a little bit more because they have the little spikes on them as well that you have to line up or they're not going to go in properly. So what I do is I'll start from the bottom. Let me try to get a better camera angle. I'll start from the bottom, line it up, and once it's lined up, everything slides in. Starting from the bottom actually is a lot easier than starting from the top because it is at an angle. So once you do that, everything will snap back into place. Except for down here, apparently it wants to give me a problem. Okay, there we go. Back in place. We'll go to the top section. Bring it all the way up. You can start anywhere you want, but just make sure it's in place. Everything looks good, so then you just start. You won't really hear a click, but you'll feel, well, sometimes you'll hear a click, but you'll feel it when it clicks back in. Nice and snug. And then onto this one, you're going to pull this thing back out, around, or just throw it up like that, and then make sure your traction control button wiring goes back down. It's just an open slot, it goes back down too. And then same with like up top, just make sure it feels like it's there, and then start pushing back into place. Everything feels good and snug. Then you can take this little piece, start from the bottom, make sure the bottom's in, push top side, push that side, and you're back in. Just go through and make sure everything feels good and tight. And everything looks good. Looks good, and that's pretty much how you can take off your interior trim. Then do whatever you want with it. One thing I did forget to do, which I just not realized, is the vents in the back. They're simply just clipped, or they're pushed on to little clips. You just take that little screwdriver and you can pry them out. There's 3 clips on one side, 2 on the other, and they're easy to take off, easy to put on, and then you can paint them or vinyl them or whatever, hydro coat them, whatever you want to do, and then put them back on. Even with one hand, it took me, what, 10 minutes to just take them off and put them back on? It's not bad. But yeah, that's my little interior tutorial. Sorry for the blurriness and stuff. I'm using a Canon T2i, but there's no auto adjust for focus on the video portion, which really does suck. Unless I don't know that feature yet. But yeah, that's my little tutorial. Thank you guys for watching.